Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Strider Chip. I'm back with another one. Hey, as you guys can see, and we got a new scenery here, guys. I know it's been a minute since I've been doing videos. I'm sorry about that, guys. Been pretty busy with some stuff and pretty busy with work. Things are changing here for me, and I'm doing the best I can to make some changes. But anyway, guys, let's talk about this Gohan deck profile here, guys. We're going to be talking about the archetype for the deck, and we'll talk about the staples, Z deck. We'll talk about this, the sideboard as well, and I'm not even going to waste any more time, guys. So on the front side up, when this card attacks, you draw one, awaken for life or less. Or if you have a pain in your opponent's side of the field, you draw two until you have 6 cards in your life here. So there's 2 more additional cards here from your life. You haven't lost any, or maybe 1 until you have 6 less. Flip this card over. Boom. We have auto once per turn. If your red Son Gohan, your Gohan superhero card or Piccolo superhero card attacks, you draw 1 at the end of your turn. Choose up to 1 of your Piccolo superhero cards to switch it to active mode. As you can see, we have 3 of those. And then it says auto once per turn. Your Piccolo Beyond Awakening activates blocker skill, or is it removed from the battle area by your opponent's skill. At the end of your turn, you add cards from your life until you have 4. You're going to play 1 Son Gohan superhero Z leader on top of your deck, and that's at the end of your turn when it happens. Or at least not the end of it's not your turn at the end of the turn, so it could be on your opponent's turn as well, and your turn. Let's say if your Piccolo, the orange Piccolo that you have, which is the orange one, is removed, or the blocker activates, then you're putting this Gohan, the Z leader Gohan, on top of it at the end of the turn, which is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and talk about the staples. I'm going to talk about that first. So with the staples here, you can see typical staples. We have unending awakening. This is you just negating it. Your leader is getting a 5k power for the duration of the turn. That's pretty much about it. This card is pretty cool. However, in my opinion, I'm playing this at 2. I don't think you need no more than like maybe 2 or 3. I've seen people play maybe 3 or 4 of them. Probably no more than 2 to 3 probably for this deck. You guys already know that this active image works well. If you notice, guys, with this deck, I have plenty of negates, and also if you saw the sideboard, you'll know that some of the cards I have in there to sideboard are negates as well that you can switch out. And there's a lot of things you can play this deck as you want it. Typically this deck is very defensive, and you can get pretty offensive as well with this deck. However, I do recommend that you're going to be playing with some more additional game like win conditions. You need more additional win conditions to this deck in order to win. Typically you have your Z leader, and then you have some additional win conditions that you brought in here for it, and plus the ones that comes with the archetype as well. But we're after image. You guys already know what this is. Not too much to say. Pretty cool card, could be useful. We have Unbreakable Super Saiyan Goku. I'm playing this at 2. This is just pressure. This is for pressure, draw power at that. Just really helps out a lot. It could be additional super combo at that, just for energy. 1 energy. It's not too bad. Pretty cool card. People like to play this a lot. Not bad at all. So you're playing it at 2. As you can see, our super combos we have for this deck, we have Red X, Saiyan Youth. The only problem with this one, you can't search it. However, there is a super combo that you can search. I think it's a Verdale, and it's for BT22. It's from this set that you can use to actually search if you want to. You can switch it out. So this deck runs a little bit less efficiently if you don't have the correct archetype for this superpower. It's just this one allows you to draw a card and place cards at the bottom of your deck. Place 1 at the bottom, you draw on 2. Could be pretty helpful and pretty neat. Then we have also Topo Righteous Aid. This card right here, you're slowing down your opponent. If they don't want to, they can't really, basically, you already know what it is. You play this with 2, reduce it by 2 since it's going to be in your opponent's turn. You choose one of your cards in your hand, put it in the drop area, negate the attack. They can't attack anymore unless they choose 2 cards from their hand into the drop area each time they attack. So they're going to be destroying their hand if they do that. So this card right here is perfect for red, really good for this deck, slowing down your opponent. And then also we have King Vegeta, Imposing Presence. Really good card. If your leader is a mono red Saiyan, you may choose the attacking card. Knowing Barrier gets a 10k power for the turn. Your opponent can't attack with cards for the turn unless they are giving the attacking card a minus 5,000 power for the turn each turn. And you can't activate the copies of the copy of this card from your hand. It's not too bad. This is a really good card in my opinion. It slows down your opponent. I think this would be pretty nice for this deck. That's why I decided to put it in here. So Annoying Barrier, which is good, minus 10. They want to keep on attacking with these dual attacks, these triple attacks here. Another additional 5,000 here added on to that particular card. If you use the 10k for that card, whatever it is that you're doing, and you can combine this card probably with some other cards as well that I chose here for a sideboard, allowing you to add in more additional minus power to your opponent's card, so you can board removal. So this deck has some pretty decent board removal cards here to it. Deleting your opponent's, decreasing your opponent's power of the attack power of cards is really good. It destroys cards, get them off the board immediately. So this is a really cool card, real good one. I think it's pretty decent here for the deck. Also, guys, we have our Omega Shenron Unfilling Retribution. Deflect, this is our win condition here for the deck. You got Deflect, Triple Strike here on it. The first effect you may not worry too much about. You don't need to worry about it that much, just because this attack for this card may not reduce, but if it does, it gets a 5k power until the start of your next turn. If this happens, negate this skill until the start of your next turn. Okay, and then in this case, you don't have to worry about it. It's a Z leader, a red. So you're gonna play this card when you have your red Z leader onto the board. I think that's a perfect time for it. Instead of playing in 8, you play it in 2, 3 energies or more. You're playing on the board. You just have to have your Beast Gohan Z leader on top of your leader, and you're playing this card for 2 red energies. Then it has the active battle effect, is really what it takes off. This is really what makes this card just amazing and outstanding. It's just astonishing, amazing. This card is really good. You choose one of your battle card, choose one of your up to 1 battle card or unison, it gets a 3k power for the turn for each of your Z energy. For the turn for each of your Z energy. Additionally, if your leader is a Z leader, in this case you will have in your Beast Gohan, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards. It says choose up to 1 battle card or unison, it gets a 30k power for the turn. So it doesn't really specify which cards you can choose, whether it be your opponent's cards or your cards. So it can be your opponent's or your cards. Typically, you're going to use your opponent's cards to reduce the power of this card specifically. I wouldn't do it. I'm not going to do it for this card specifically. I would never do it. I will do it for my other cards though. For my opponent's cards, you're going to be really taking advantage of your opponent's board, getting those off the board. So this card right here is really good. You're going to use this card to definitely go for game with your Super Saiyan Gohan. Your Beast Gohan Z leader on the board. You have a double strike on the board. You're going to have a triple strike on the board with this card as well. So let's go into the actual archetype. Let's talk about. In order to awaken, you have to have a pan on your opponent's side of the field. And this card right here, Battle with the Red Ribbon Army, allows you to do that. So it's auto limited 1. If your leader is a Red Son Gohan superhero card, if you have 2 or more energies, when this card is placed in the battle area, you're going to play up to 1 Super Saiyan Gohan all out explosion from your deck, right, which we will go over in a second. You're going to play 1 red pan, and that's the superhero pan, with an energy cost of 1 from your deck into your opponent's battle area. You're going to shuffle your deck. And the second effect says place 1 card from your hand at the bottom of your deck. You're going to remove this card from the game, and then you're going to play 1 Piccolo Bestowed Power in play, and then you're going to add 1 Piccolo Beyond Awakening from your deck to your hand. You're going to shuffle your deck. You're going to shuffle it. You're going to shuffle your deck. So you're going to get your ultimate Piccolo. You're going to play your ultimate Piccolo onto the board. And then you're going to gather your orange Piccolo to your hand. And if you want, you could evolve it if it's entirely up to you. But playing your ultimate Piccolo, which is the yellow one, let's talk about that actually right now. This is the yellow one. pretty much our ultimate Piccolo. Piccolo bestow power. It's a blocker. You play it, something gets minus 20 power for the turn. That's amazing. This card is really, really good. I like it. I like the fact it's a blocker. Its attack power could be a little bit more. I would say 20 would be fine. If it had 19, it'd be great too. The way it is not too bad. It could be a little bit more. And this is active Bane, limited one, just one energy. If you have 3 or more energies and your opponent has a red pan in play, you get to play this one for your hand. That's if you want to play it for your hand. But typically, you're going to play this card for free with that Battle of Red Ribbon Army. You're going to play it for free with that. That's really going to help out. You're going to play it with that. Okay, so our pan cards are 1-drop pan, Glimpse some Strength. This is just a card that when you play it, you draw. That's it. However, if it's on your opponent's side of your field, if your opponent won't be able to play this card because it's restricted for your leader towards the red Gohan leader, Gohan superhero leader at that. Now it's a mirror match, then they will be able to take advantage of attacking with it and being able to use it with a combo. But if that's not the case, you don't have to worry about that. So playing this, once you play it, you draw it. The other one is a searcher, and it pretty much does the same fact. Top 5 red energy, 5 or less, and you're looking for a superhero card, and you're going to shuffle your deck. So that's pretty much it for the pans. That's really about it. We did talk about Gohan. This is the Gohan that you get to play onto the field based off of the Battle of Red Ribbon Army. It's Super Saiyan Gohan, all out explosion, deflect, has alt unique barrier. This is coming out in the field no matter what. When you play it, you're popping something that's 15k or less. Boom, really good. And then if you have pan on your opponent's side of the field, play 1 energy to play this card, and that's really good. Real good stuff. Board removal. Now you do have another Gohan. This is the Ultimate Power Legend. This is the one it's up to you guys if you feel like you want it to, EX evolve it. You EX evolve it on that 3-drop Gohan we just looked at. And it says if your opponent has 2 or more energies, when this card is played, you draw 1. You're going to switch this card to active mode. You're going to play up to 1 Piccolo bestow power from your deck with its skills negated for the turn, and you're going to shuffle your deck. You're going to shuffle your deck. You're going to play up to 1 Piccolo bestow power from your deck with its skills negated for the turn. You're going to shuffle your deck. Real good stuff. Real. It's amazing. I think that's it. Well, it's not. Yeah. You play 1, draw 1. When you play this card, draw it, switch it to active mode, and you're going to play 1. Well, the only bad thing about this card is this. When you play Piccolo bestow from your deck, the skills are negated for the turn. So if the skills weren't negated for it, it would have been pretty good. But we looked at that card. Typically, you're going to play Piccolo bestow power from your Battle of... you pretty much the Battle of Red Ribbon Army Z extra card. You're going to play it with that to take advantage of this effect, or you're going to play it from his hand to take advantage of this effect. So that's typically really about it. And then we have Piccolo with new student with a new student blocker. When this card attacks, you use 1 Saiyan or Earthling card, both red, with a 5k power from your drop in your combo with his skills negated for the turn. So this one, typically this one just puts pressure on the board. It's at 5k 15k pressure here on the board. This card should be a 2-drop instead of 3, but it's actually a 1. It could be a 1-drop as long as pans into your opponent's area, and then you play it for 1. So that's actually not too bad. It's actually pretty good. Put some pressure on the board, and also can be used for a blocker. And we have Piccolo Power Beyond Awakening. This is a blocker. This one you can EX evolve it. When you play it, draw 1, switch it to active mode, gets a 5k power for the turn. So you're at 25. Active Bane. If you have a Son Gohan Beast Roar in the play, you switch this card to rest mode if it's not in block, if it's not in active mode. And no, if it's in active mode, it's coming. So if it's in active mode, you switch it to rest mode. Your opponent can't activate a blocker skill for the turn. So that helps you out with putting some pressure on the board. So this is actually not too bad. This is pretty good. Real good card. And it's talking about this Beast, Super Saiyan Beast Roar. It's talking about this card right here. So this one's dual attack. If you have Special Beam Cannon inherited in your battle area, this card's attacking And in this card's attacking, your opponent activates a counter skill. You choose up to one of your opponent's leader gets a minus 5k power for the turn. So let's talk about this card a little bit. First, the artwork in this card is okay. It could be a little bit better. I think this is the best version of it. The super rare version of it looks just terrible. It just shows his up close shot as the head. I don't really want to see that. I wish this pose had a little bit more action to it. It'd be better. Has dual attack on it. I wish it had more than that. I wish it had at least maybe double strike, at least deflect. If this card had deflect on it, this card would be a lot better. People will love it. The auto skill, instead of choosing one of your opponent's cards and gets a minus 5k power for the turn, it should say, hey, if your opponent, it should be that if your opponent activates a counter skill, basically they burn the card from their life. Something along those lines. I think that'd be cool. You know, it'll really help out. Active main, limited 1, 2 red. If your leader is a red card and you have 4 more energy, you're gonna play this card for your hand. You're gonna choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets a minus 30k power for the turn. So that's actually really cool. So when you play this in 2 instead of playing it in 8, 2 energies based off his condition, something's getting popped for minus 30k power on it. So that's really, really cool. This right here is really, really good. Really, really, really good. So there's a lot of board control. There's a lot of defense. There's some offense as well. With this card here, you can combine Gohan Beast Roar, the Sun Gohan Beast Roar, with this special beam cannon inherit power. So active battle, 1 energy. Gohan with superhero card is attacking, and you remove this card from the game. You're going to choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 35 power or less, knowing barrier, you KO it. You're going to choose, and then you choose one. Okay, so you choose one of those other effects. So something, you're getting another card additionally with additional energy is getting, you're going to blow up something that's 35 power or less, and you're going to blow it up, ignoring barrier. That's pretty dope. The first effect, you choose one of your Sun Gohans and a Z leader, and it gets a 20k power for the battle. And then remove it from the game and add it, and then remove it from the game, and at the end of the turn, you remove it from the game at the end of your turn. So that's actually pretty cool. The other one is that you get to choose up to one of your Sun Gohan superhero cards with original power 30 power or more. So that Sun Gohan Beast Roar, it gets a 15k power to it, making it 45k power with double strike for the battle. So it's typically, I say the second effect I'll really take advantage of more often. I would take advantage of it because it's going to inherit double strike for the battle. I wish it said for the turn, that would be better, but double strike for the battle would have been dope. I mean, double strike for the turn would have been better instead of battle. So this is not too bad. You know, you're going to use this typically for your go for game. This is going to be your furthering destruction Champa or hidden power E Supreme card that you're going to typically use. You're going to use these cards here. You're going to use that card specifically for that. And I'm playing this at 2. I honestly, I don't think it needs no more than that, because you're just going to use this card to really kind of go for game. So the first strike is going to be 1, and the second one you're probably going to make that 2, or you can use the first strike as 2, and then the second one as the first one, just try to go for game. So this is one of your win conditions. Is definitely going to be this Beast Gohan, and then the other win condition is going to be Omega Shenron, Unfeeling Retribution, and the third win condition that we're going to talk about here is our Sun Gohan Awakening the Beast. So it has double strike on it. Right off the back, having a card on the board that has double strike puts pressure on the board. You get 20k, as you can see. When this card attacks, you draw 1. At the end of your turn, you choose one of your red Piccolos superhero cards, switch it to active mode, so you get to take advantage of that. And it says if you place 1 card from your Z energy in your drop, 1 card in your Z energy your drop, when this card is placed in your Z, placing your leader area, you're going to place up to 1 special beam cannon. Special beam cannon inherit power from your Z deck in your battle area. So if you haven't already used special beam, typically you're not going to do that anyway. So you're going to use, when you awaken, so basically you're going to use the special beam cannon inherit power with this Z leader's effect. You're going to use it with this Z leader effect. Typically you only use it with the Z leader effect. And I think that honestly, I mean, the leader really goes hand in hand with the Z leader. The Z, you really want to awaken into your Z leader, because that's where you do most of what you need to do. You know, you do most of what you need to do here with this card's effect. You know, so seeing this Beast Gohan, I think, don't get me wrong, they're stripping a lot of this artwork from the actual Dragon Ball Super superhero movie. They're taking it from there. I wish the artwork could be a little bit better. That's just me. I know they got a little bit lazy about it, but that's just me. And yeah, man, that's, you really want to get into, you want your Z leader to evolve as quickly as possible. You know, you want to evolve as quickly as possible because you want to put some pressure onto the board. Now let's talk about some more cards. These are pretty much just cards like this Focus Barrage. I've seen people play this more. They're playing it at maybe 3. I've seen people play this at 4. I'm only gonna play this at 1. I don't typically believe that I'm going to use it very often, because I already have cards on the board that allows me to give my opponent's cards a minus 30,000 power. The Beast Gohan does that. The Beast Roar Gohan does it. Omega Shenron is doing it. You know, I already have cards that allow me to do that. So playing this card in 4 to do it, because it says active main limited 1. If your leader is red, Son Gohan superhero card, you draw 1, then you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards. It gets a minus 30,000 power for the turn, and it says permanent for each battle card in your put superhero in his character name. We're going to reduce the energy cost in your hand by 1. You're typically, for everything on this board, in this deck, for the archetype, the only thing that you're going to be playing for free is going to be these pans. This pan's going to be played for free. Pan determining your girl, that you're going to play that for free. You're not going to do anything else. You're not going to play Piccolo Bestow Power or Ultimate Piccolo. You're not going to play that for 3. You're not going to play this the Orange Piccolo for 4. You're not going to do that. You're not going to play this Piccolo typically for 2. You're not going to play that Gohan for 7. You're not going to play this Gohan for 2. You're not going to play the other Gohan for 4. You know why? Because all those cards have conditional reduced energy cost to it. Either they have EX Evolve on it, or they have an non-keyword skill that allows you to reduce the energy cost to play it based off the conditions. So that's why I'm playing this card for 1. I think this card shouldn't even be 4 energy. It should be lower than that. It should be 2 energy, or even 3. 4 energy to just to pop a card and play a 1 card for free. No, I just kind of disagree with that. That's just me, my opinions. Don't get it wrong, people think that it's good, and it could be. If you can activate this extra card for free, this card would have been broken. Playing it for 1, playing it for 0 probably would have been broken. You know, but you know what? It would have been broken. 1, it'll be broken. 2, people would say the card be too good. People would say, hey, that card is just too good. 3, I say 3 makes sense. 3 is his best. 4, no, man, it's just I'm playing it at 1. That's why I decided to play it at 1. We have our Super Saiyan Gohan Pan, strong father and daughter. This is just a blocker. Again, the conditions of this card, let's say if either you or your opponent has a red pan with energy cost of 1 on the field, you're just taking that card, adding it to your hand, and you're going to play this card here. You're going to play it. You're going to play this card. And it's a blocker, 24k blocker. I'm just playing this at 2. You don't need no more than 2, honestly. You got plenty of blockers at there, so you don't need more than that. Then we have Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, and we have Hero Missions. This card right here, I think is good, is amazing. The first 2 effects you're not going to worry about, but the last effect, after battle, limited 1 energy, red energy. Essentially, it works like that Unbreakable Super Saiyan Goku, right? But instead, you're playing this card. Instead of the Goku, you're just using it to combo, giving something 10k, and you're drawing 1. This right here allows you to play this card. 3 or more energies, you draw 1, you're playing this card from your hand, then you get to choose a red battle card and gives it a 10k power for the battle. So it functions somewhat similarly, but you get to also play this on the board. I think this card obviously works well with Dr. Hito. Works well with that. If you're playing that later, works well with that. Also, there is Cell Max that you could put in this deck if you want to. It's entirely up to you if you want to. Now, other Z cards we have: Rush Attack, Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta. You already know what it is. This is a must-have. This is right here. This is board control if needed to be. You guys already know what it is. Not much the details to go about it. We have Super Saiyan 4, Defender of Life. Another good card. Amazing. Just amazing. Amazing. So, really cool stuff. So, the sideboard I chose, it's me just replacing some cards I have in deck. So let's say, like, for example, I want to replace some of my negates I have with other negates. Like, is that all you got? I think is that all you got? I think this one could be a better negate because it has more board control to it. That's just me. You discard one red card from your hand, then you choose two of your opponent's cards, give it the minus 15k power to it for the duration of the turn. This could be really good. I think Realm of the Gods Ultra Instinct could be a little bit of a better card than this Focus Barrage. That's just me. It functions, it has similar functions, a similarity of functionality, but it's not the same thing. All your energies has to be red, including your leader. You choosing one of your cards, 10k power for the battle. If it's your turn, you get to choose one of your opponent's cards with an energy cost greater than their current energy, minus 30,000 power. Now, the other Focus Barrage allows you to just give something minus 30,000 power to it, which can be technically that is somewhat better. It's just the energy cost for the card is kind of trash. So playing this at 1, it's not too bad. It's up to you guys. It's situational. If you're playing decks that have conditional reduced cost to them with 9 keyword skills, allowing them to play cards here at a reduced cost, they have a 3 drop by turn 1. I mean, this is the card for it. Okay, if it's your opponent's turn, you draw 1, then you're gonna choose 1 card, and it gets you 5k power for the battle. So this could be useful. It's up to you guys if you want to play it. Testing the opposition. Typically, this card it's a blocker. You're just using it for defense, and the only bad thing about it is that this deck already has plenty enough defense to it. It already has enough blockers to it. So that's why I put this as sideboard. That's up to you guys if you want to play it. You can if you want to. Frieza Death Ball could be a pretty useful card. You already know what this is. 15k power for the battle. All your energy is red. Activate this card. One of your leader or battle cards gets a minus 20k power for the battle. So that adds up. Strategy Universe 7. Only red Saiyans at that get a barrier. You got plenty of Saiyans in this deck here. As you can see, you got plenty of good Saiyans here that you can use to take advantage of. We have Yuncha the Lawless. I think this card pretty cool. Your leader is a Saiyan and a Earthling card. At the end of the turn, you draw 1 active battle, 2 red energies. This is once per turn, 15k power, and double strike for the battle. So this card can be used for pressure. It can be used for pressure. And I'm not even going to argue about the non-keyword skill reduced cost. I think that's fair. Two red energy for it. It makes sense. And you can use this to kind of go for game. It's a low energy cost card to play, and the reduced energy cost to add additional damage, power, and a keyword skill to this card is pretty cool, useful. Could be pretty useful. So playing maybe 2 of these in your deck could be a good thing. It's up to you. If you want to put some more pressure on the board, this deck can be offensive and defensive. Right now, it's playing it a little bit more defensively, but you can make it more offensively, and I think this could be a card here actually for that. So next we have Super Saiyan Vegeta exploiting weakness. Could be a useful card for the deck as well. That's up to you if you guys want to play it. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, Goku Concentrated Destruction, another cool one. Once you play it, you can take advantage of the active main as well, which is really good as well. Add a noise barrier, minus 25k power to it. Valdos Assistance. A lot of your, if you have more Piccolos on the board, they're gonna get, some of them gonna get switched to one of them. Oh, so this one says at the end of your turn, choose all your red Piccolo. That's, you know what? This Valdos Assistance don't even need to be here. It don't even need to be here because this does everything it needs to do. I see why. So I might just get rid of that. This Frieza I think is really good. Death Embrace. When you're in active battle, you're switching it. You want to, tap one of your red energies. You give him one of your leader or battle cards minus 10k power for it. This right here is really good. Then we have Son Gohan facing the Android Terror. This is a really good card. You play it. You choose a total up to choose a total up to 7 battle cards in a unison, and it gets a minus 10k power for the turn. Additionally, if you get 5 or more cards with this skill, it gets a 10k power and double strike for the turn. Auto red energy. If your leader is red, when this card is added to your Zen energy, you're going to choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in unison. It gets a minus 15k power for the turn. If you're active, it has the active battle, active main, red energy, mastering teacher, 4 less. You're going to play this card, add it to your hand. Boom. You're going to play this card from your hand. Excuse me. Play it for 1 energy at that. That's really, really good stuff. So this card right here, I think this card is more useful than most of the other ones. This one's more useful. Definitely can play this in the deck if you can fit it in there. Right now, I'm playing this at 50 cards right now. This is not a final form for me, but this is something what I came up with so far. You know, just to look back, if I had to edit the deck a little bit, kind of edit some stuff. I'm gonna get rid of. I'm gonna go to the sideboard at that. So I'm gonna get rid of that Vados of Senses. It's just not needed. And there's some more, man. Let's see here. I'm just trying to look for more cards here. You know, I can't really spend all my time in a day. Well, is Fearless Pain a good card for this deck? Actually, it could be. It could be a really good card for the deck. Let me see here. This. So Super Saiyan Brawly, Surging Attack has Critical Servant. When this card is played, you can't play copies of the card for the turn. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards for 15k power or less. KO it. That's good. Choose up to one of your non-Overlord leaders, and that gains Overlord. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. So your leader gains Overlord once per turn. Active Bane. If your leader is red and your opponent has 2 or more energies, you can play this card from your hand. Not too bad. This one could be pretty useful. Have Critical on it and Servant, so you could. This one's really good. This one you can probably play in the deck. You can typically play that. It's entirely up to you guys how you feel about it. This is the other Sail Max, Returning of Despair. This card you could play in the deck as well. It's a blocker, 25k pop blocker. However, when a card attacks or activates a blocker skill, you switch it to active mode. This card gets a minus 15k power, so you're gonna be at 10 instead of 25. For the turn at the end of battle, when this card is KO'd or removed from the battle area by a skill, you're going to choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets a minus 30 power for the turn. So this could be another one. If your leader is red, doesn't matter what it is, red, your opponent has 3 or more energies, you're playing this card for your hand. So this card could be typically pretty useful to play here for the deck as well. And it's entirely up to you on what you think is the best cards to play for this deck here. But right now we're just exploring, looking around here for some stuff. But anyway, guys, that is my video here on it. Actually, you know what? There's another card. It's a 4-drop Gohan. I'm gonna go ahead and try to find. It's a promo Gohan at that. I think this would be a really, really good card here for the deck as well. No, that's not it. I'm gonna try to find it. I'm gonna probably pick that card up eventually if I can find it. But I think this card would be really, really good for the deck. Well, this one's not too bad. You reduce the energy cost of this card by 2, negate the attack. You play it, and then once you play it, either leader or battle card gets a minus 10k. So this one could be good too. Son Gohan, the Avenger. I do have that card. I think I have like one of them. But where is it? If I can find it. One I was just looking at was not the one we needed. Hopefully we find it on the next page. And that was not it. I don't even see it. Maybe it's a 5-drop. Let's find out if it's a 5-drop. Maybe it could be a 5-drop Gohan. It's a promo at that. It's a promo Son Gohan card. Hopefully we find it. I still don't see it, guys. Oh my goodness. Come on, stop playing hide and seek. Let's find it. Yeah, that's not even showing itself. That's surprisingly it's not the case. Let me see if I can find it by rarity. It's a promo card. Let me see here. Let me take. Here it is. All right, so Son Gohan, the defeating the demon, has double strike on it, blocker. This is a card I would recommend you could probably put in the deck. Say one of these has counterplay. You play it. You can reduce the energy cost in this card. The first Z energy cost, the first one's kind of worded weird. I'm not understanding it. It says for each Z energy in the cost of your Z cards in your leader area, right? The battle area, it says reduce this energy cost card in your hand by 1 for each Z energy cost and of your Z cards in your leader area. And then it says for each card in your Z energy, reduce the energy cost in this card here by 1. So let's say you have 4 Z energies, you're playing this card for free. You can play this card for free. When you play it, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, minus 20k power for the turn. This card is really good. You can only play one of these on the board, and it has blocker on it. This card is really, really good for this deck. It's amazing. It is amazing. Really, really good card. So playing at least maybe 2 of these in your deck will be really, really good. And that's one of my recommendations. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video on short. I'm not going to sign you up for some more info or anything like that, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, rate, subscribe, and peace.